negative health effects that alcohol abuse can have on your health, relationships, and some options for someone to get treatment. As you can tell by looking at this picture, this is an obituary. This is my friend Allie. She passed away a few years ago, and her diagnosis when she passed away was cirrhosis of the liver. It was stage 4, and she also died from kidney failure. She was 29 years old, and for the better part of me knowing her, she was a non-functioning alcoholic. She drank in the morning, she drank at work, and her job, she worked at Costco in sales. Her job ended up offering her treatment, but unfortunately it was a little bit too late for her as her organs were already actively shutting down. So the purpose of me bringing this to your attention today is just to shed a little light on the reality of long-term alcohol abuse and the effect that it can have on you. It can severely impact your life in many ways, and I know this firsthand. I'm on my 3rd stint of sobriety, but I'm currently 5 months sober, and alcohol has had a strong hold on me for a very long time. And I think that everyone can kind of relate to that, especially at a young age, where alcohol is everywhere and it's encouraged for people to use in excess. Especially being a college student, you see people tailgating, and I know for one, it was never weird to ever run into people tailgating and seeing people blackout drunk before 10 a.m. So no judgment, just kind of calling it what it is. Workplace, you also see that. You see people getting together after work, after a hard day, to get a couple of drinks, and I think it just adds up for some people. I just want to share some information with you so that you're aware of what this powerful drug may be doing to you, your body, your relationships, and some options for treatment. The effects that alcohol has on your health is pretty devastating. I found on the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse website that adolescent brains are more vulnerable to the negative side effects of alcohol. And if you think back about what I said about college students, your brain isn't really fully developed until you're well into your mid-20s, so that's something to think about. But as I mentioned before with my friend Allie, she died from cirrhosis, and I just want to show you kind of visually what that looks like for your liver. So, and also I want to mention a few things that I found on letsgetchecked.com, some of the functions of the liver, which there's actually over 500 functions of the liver, but some of the most important ones that I noted were filtration of toxins, detoxification, storage of vitamins and minerals. So you can kind of tell just by looking at this top liver that it's very smooth, there's no imperfections to it, and this bottom liver, you can pretty much tell that it's wrecked. I mean, it's got scarring all over it. And so when I found on Scotland's National Health Information Service website that every time you drink alcohol and your liver filters it, it causes some sort of damage to your cells that would be repairing your liver. So if someone is drinking to excess, your liver can't keep up with that, and that's what would cause this severe scarring. Sorry for the nasty photo. And you can imagine as someone in a family, especially with a husband and wife and children, how the emotional toll of this could really add up for a person. Especially in today's work environment, it's very financially competitive right now. I think we all know just from going to the grocery store how expensive just that is alone. And if you were losing your jobs, you know, over the course of time, how that could add up for your spouse, because they're going to have to pick up the slack from you not providing. And 50% of marriages, according to the Buffalo Institute on Addictions, will end in divorce if one of the spouses drinks heavily. And I also found from Stacy Mosel of the American Addiction Centers stated that if children are involved, they're 4 times more likely to become an alcoholic if one or both of their parents are an alcoholic. And we all learn from our parents certain things in life, so you can imagine kind of the ripple effect that could cause for a child if they're witnessing their parents use alcohol to cope with stress or anything like that. And that could cause someone to feel very lost and hopeless. I mean, I don't have children, but I can imagine that if I had kids and I was an alcoholic and they were seeing me suffer, that would make me feel very defeated. And just know that there is help out there. Some jobs offer treatment, like I mentioned with my friend, her job offered her a 30-day rehab program, and some people that might not work for your lifestyle though. If you have small children and you don't feel comfortable leaving them for an extended amount of time, there's inpatient and outpatient programs that you can choose from. And just to clarify, inpatient is more intensive. You're going to be 30 days to 90 days. You're going to be in a facility. It's very strict rules to follow, and that's very intimidating to some people. So outpatient is still going to be in a facility, but you're not required to stay there. And on the Recovery Village Treatment Facility website, they actually stated that the outcomes are pretty close to the same. So I thought that was kind of interesting too. There's also group therapy that you can go to. AA is not for everybody. It's more faith-based, so if that's not something that you're wanting, they have other group therapy that you can attend as well. So in conclusion, to everything I've told you today about the health effects that alcohol abuse and the impact that it can have on your loved one and your career, and just some treatment options, are a few things that I've spoke to you about today. And I'd really just like people to know that so many aspects of my life have been changed forever because of my decisions that I've made because of alcohol. And I hope that after hearing my story, and especially Allie's story, that you kind of have an understanding of how alcohol may be affecting you or those around you, because you only get one shot at life, no pun intended. But seriously, live your life to the fullest, and really to the fullest. Thank you for listening.